So we're back for another episode of the Dan and Ninko Show, episode number 25. 25, right? Yeah, because we were Michael Jordan at the brewery. 24.
Last week was
St. Patty's Day, which we should have had this lovely beer here, which is Santilli. Who is this?
American Indian Pale Ale.
Yeah, it's probably good.
Yeah.
The World Beer Cup 2016 Bronze Award. Bronze? It's not gold, but I don't know what that is. Okay, this is night shift though. We've had night shift before.
Yeah, we've had night shift before.
Let's start out the episode with let's just pop it open. Let's not. Let me roll it to you.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it shouldn't. We got to stay
This
safe.
thing's not gonna,
Well, it's 3 foot. It's 3
explode.
foot apart now, according to Fauci.
Fauci. That depends on the day, though.
It depends. Yeah. Well, if the wind is blowing,
one day's 3, one day's 6, one day's 12, one day's
it's okay.
everything's good, one day's everything's bad. Just kind of depends.
But anyway, on this episode, I think we should cover.
Ooh, it's pretty strong.
Is it strong?
Well, it's a strong smell.
Oh, it's potent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's good.
That's a terrible sound. You know, it's funny. I torture my children. I hold them down, and I go by their ear, and I go, and they just freak out. I would freak out. But anyway, so I think that in this episode, we should cover, whoa, I saw my shadow. I look pretty strong. I think we should cover, let's go, by the way, last week before St. Patty's Day, Tuesday, I was boxing, and I think I tore both of my lats. I think both are ripped because they hurt so bad still. It's a week out. I'm really out of shape, I guess. But anyway, so in this episode, I want to get into a little bit of you see the new Patriots, all the signings. They're out in Cali on the hilltops.
Patriots West
grilling. They're grilling in Cali.
Having pizza.
I wanted to comment. Yeah, that's an awesome view, but wait till you get to New England and Bill's like, I mean, what are we doing? Having a powwow, hanging out, eating pizza. Let's go. And it's Stidham. Stidham is the guy. He's the leader.
Yeah.
He's the leader of the pack.
But then Cam went out yesterday.
Oh, Cam did.
Yeah,
he was working on his footwork.
Starting
over. I should make a video of me. I mean, I don't know where he was at when he had the one video of him like this is the reset or whatever.
The war zone.
It looked like he was in Haiti or something. I don't know. It looked crazy, but it definitely. The buildings were all boarded up. It looked. I mean, he probably picked that spot. Like this looks like a tough spot to be.
Well, he's got like a production company, so they probably scouted it.
Everyone's got a production company. Yeah. Everybody does now.
Yeah.
That's like the new thing.
Yeah, one of your boys has a production company.
Winnow.
Yeah,
he's in New Hampshire.
Yeah, Portsmouth.
Do you think all the signings affect his playing time?
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think. I don't know.
So
Kyle.
So you basically
Kyle
back.
Happy about that.
So you got 2 edge rushers that you signed, right? Judon and Kyle.
Is Kyle a rusher though?
He can be. He's a kind of an edge.
He's gonna watch us and be like, Ninko, you're an asshole. Ninko, he's just a hater, bro.
You got those 2. There was somebody else. Somebody else they got.
Wise. They signed Wise back.
Yeah, Wise is back.
But he's not considered an Uche.
Well, Uche is probably ahead, right, of Chase.
I don't know. Well,
I guess that's what
he's shorter, so he's only 6'1". So,
but it's just weird because
he's not ahead.
You have the drafted guys that are smaller, but then you bring in the big guys
because they can't stop the run.
Yeah. I mean
the drafted guys, I feel like
they're just
going to be the benefit. They're going to get the benefit of the doubt because they were drafted.
Yeah.
But in their third year, I mean, Chase is in his third year. With these guys that are in
Uche's second year,
those guys are going to be like special teams pieces. They're going to have to be special teams. Chase can play special teams.
Yeah.
You're not going to ask a $35 million guaranteed money guy to run down on kickoff,
you don't think he will? You don't think Bill will?
No, he won't. He won't play special teams. He doesn't play special teams. That guy doesn't play special teams. He doesn't play special teams.
Yeah.
So he's going to make the young kids play special teams, which they should, as you should, as a young guy.
It does make your special teams better, though, with guys like that.
No, it doesn't.
Really?
You mean the starters on special teams?
No. Like a Winovich and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
no, I thought you meant like having the starter because I remember being gassed on
Yeah,
punt
that's what I mean.
team,
Yeah.
and then I got to go play, and I'm like,
And you gotta go beat a tackle.
yeah, thank you. I would look. First thing I would do after kickoff or punt, I would look to the sideline. There's like a little guy with mittens on. They're orange, and it's the TV guy. And if he does this, I'm okay. Here we go, because we're rolling. But I think
that's what
TV
you watch?
timeout. Yeah, I look at him.
Oh,
It'll tell you TV timeout.
so when he does the
I think
timeout,
it's this or it's this.
when
I
does the
can't-
timeout thing, you're
Then
like,
I'm then I'm like, I got 3 minutes to, I'll get water. I'll run.
Did the timeouts get more and more?
Yes.
Over time.
Yeah.
that's what I wasn't
Especially if
sure.
you're prime time. So when you're not prime time, if you're playing on Monday night or Sunday night, there's a lot of TV timeouts. Like after every change of possession, after every touchdown, they're going to commercial break or whatever, because obviously the TV revenue is where they make all their money, is advertisements. So
You know how much a average spot is on a Sunday?
4 million?
No, I'm not national. I'm just saying local.
Oh, local? It's,
Local.
300 grand. 100 grand.
Yeah, probably around 100 grand.
100 grand.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
If you're
100.
if you're like on a
National,
big
big time.
game. Yeah, but if you're like Sunday at 1:00,
Yeah.
like 50, 75 grand if it's not a good game
It's a lot
for
of
30
money.
seconds.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of coin.
Yeah. But then if you get into like another like the afternoon game,
Yeah.
it's like 2 grand.
That's not bad.
No, so it's a
I've seen a
That's what
lot of the
Patriots bring.
local Dan O'Briens on TV.
lot of news.
Seen it.
Yeah,
A lot of the
spend a
Channel
lot of money.
5, Channel 7.
spend a lot of money. A lot of money.
It's good. It's good. That's
Yeah.
what helps.
Well into the six.
But then there's always like my question of, at what point does advertisement not generate into revenue? Like if you're I guess I know you wouldn't do this, but like say you're like one of these companies and they're like, hey, I'm going to advertise on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And like if you're Budweiser or Bud Light, like does that $4 million 30-second hit actually give you more products to sell? I don't think so. Like, because people
does.
already know what Coors Light is or Bud Light, you know?
It does, but it's so a long time ago, there used to be called the first moment of truth in TV advertising. So the first moment of truth was like you saw a TV spot for like a DVD player,
Yeah.
and then your first moment of truth was you saw that, and then you went to the store and looked at it and then bought it. Now they call it the zero moment of truth, where you see the spot and the first thing you do is pick up your phone and Google the thing. You know, so like if you, especially if it's something you don't know, like, you know, something that you haven't seen a lot of or anything, or you're
Yeah.
maybe in the market for something, like say you thought that day, like, oh, maybe I'm going to go get a new mountain bike, and you see a spot for like a mountain bike, so you're like, I'm going to go Google that one. So advertising is just about brand awareness and all that. People get confused that like you have to advertise like prices and stuff like that in your advertising, but I don't think you do, because I think it's just all about brand. It's just about image. It's about, if I'm going to go get a car, I'm going to think of in New England 3 or 4 places, you know, and you have to get up into those 3 or 4 places as opposed to that. But
Yep.
it's so tough to judge advertising. People think like you put a spot up, you know, you put a TV ad up, and then all of a sudden that day you're just going to be like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
I'm going to
people
go
are
sell
gonna
50
yeah,
cars
yeah.
today. It doesn't work that way, because, you know, you could be months out. So the average buyer on a car shops for a car for
Yeah,
about
a while,
2
right?
to 3 months.
I got you hooked up. I think hooked you up with the sale.
Not yet.
He didn't buy it yet?
No.
Oh boy, my buddy Ben. Ben, let's go, buddy. You gotta buy the Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yeah.
So my friend Ben, who works with Tom, hit me up. He's like, hey, you know, I'm looking for a Jeep. You know anybody? Ah, you know I do that. Come on now. So I said, yeah, I'll give you Dan's number. Hit you up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get it done. We'll get the deal done.
I think we'll get it.
Sign. We're gonna get a signed Brady. Put it right here. It's gonna be on the show.
What team?
Tampa. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, we'll do a Patriot. You know, we'll do something.
How many Patriots jerseys versus Buccaneers jerseys you think he signs in a year now? Like 50-50?
Well, I know that he only does one signing a year.
I mean, oh, for like memorabilia. places or
Yeah,
whatever.
like he does like one big signing, and it's like multi-million dollars.
But people come to him, right, with a bunch of crap.
Yeah, like so he'll do one day like designated to sign jerseys and like pictures, helmets, all that stuff, but it's like a fixed cost. Like I mean $1 million. It's not like 50
How much
grand.
was yours?
I think like I don't know, like $20 a signature I would get. So I would do. I think after the Super Bowl, you get like $20K
For how long?
to do. They don't do it like on length. It's like number of signatures. So,
Okay.
you know, if you rip through 50 photos at $20 a pop, you know, they frame them and then they sell them for 40 or 30. I don't know, but they get their money
Yeah,
back that way.
whatever the amount is. But
Mike Ninko.
you keep doing that?
You don't. The problem is you don't want to keep doing it because then if you push out your signature, let's see what Captain Insano wants. Yo, Pop.
Hey, buddy.
I'm doing the show right now.
Oh, sorry. I was going to ask you about the badging. I was looking at a review of the. It doesn't say Kia. It's like a fancy K. It's kind of cool. I wonder if that's something you could just buy and put on there. All right, I'll let you go. You're doing the show.
Okay.
Say hi to Dan the man.
Okay, he's right here. Papa Ninko says, "Hey, all right, see you, Pop." I don't know, badging Kia.
They have emblems in Korea that are different.
Oh,
I'll show them to you.
well, my old man's coming.
Pop
My old man's coming Sunday. He's picking up a Telluride, so we bought.
He seems pretty excited too.
He's very excited, and I got it ceramic coated from my buddy Brad.
Yeah.
Up in where's he at? Not Milton. He moved, but Brad's Auto Reconditioning. Go check him out. He's a good dude. But yeah, he's pumped. He can't wait to get that new car. He's gonna trade in his Buick for a Kia. So,
yeah.
I mean, he was a union worker, so he's a little bit torn on that. But
Why? It's built in the U.S.
Half. It's
No,
50-50.
the whole thing's built in the U.S.
Is it?
Yeah, it's built West Point, Georgia. It's
Okay.
only sold in the U.S. market.
Oh, it's not sold in Korea.
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yep.
Well, probably because
It's too big.
yeah,
For over there.
the government they wouldn't let you drive something that big.
It is funny that when you go over there, like the limos are Kias and Hyundais. I'm not kidding.
Pile in.
But they think it's cool if you get like a Ford Focus over there.
Really?
Yeah,
That's odd. What if you came there with like an F-350,
they'd probably freak out.
like just driving down the street, in like
they'd
a
probably arrest you.
massive truck,
Probably arrest you.
lop off your hands or something?
No, but it's like, but that's what it is. Like you go and there's literally stretch limos that are like Kias and Hyundais and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's pretty weird.
That's
Like
weird.
when you go, so Hyundai owns the largest stake in Kia.
What's going on? My sister. This is crazy. Yo, I'm doing this podcast.
Oh, all right.
Okay. See you later.
Okay, doodle.
Bye. What is this? Call Rob at 10:22?
10:22 on Wednesday. But when you go to the headquarters, so Hyundai has 33% of Kia, so they're kind of
Yeah.
one big company. But when you go into the main facility, like on the right side everything's red and on the left side everything's blue, and nobody intermingles between the two.
Really?
They hate each other. So the Kia people versus the
Boy.
Hyundai people, they have like their own lunchrooms, their own, like everything's completely
They
separate.
don't like
It's
each
a weird-
other.
It's a weird thing.
That is odd.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
Well, they're
it's
direct
definitely a weird-
competition, but right with Hyundai and Kia,
They're technically the same owner.
Yeah, the same owner.
Yeah. So Kia went bankrupt in the late 90s, and they were the fourth largest company in Korea. So the
Yeah.
Korean government didn't want them to go under. So Hyundai is the
Come
largest
a long
company.
way since the Sophia.
Sophia.
Sophia. Kia Sophia. My dad used to threaten me when I was 16. I'm going to buy you a Sophia. I'd say, oh, please, Dad.
Please
no. Don't do it. No, I bought him a Kia. Well, I didn't buy it. I was
Oh,
buying it.
have you actually told him that yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows.
No. Did you tell him that that?
Well, I didn't buy it either. I still need to pay for it.
Yeah, that he threatened you with the Kia Sophia. And now
Yeah,
you're
now
getting
he's,
that.
now it's coming back to him.
But he's happy about it.
He is happy. It's like 97 rank something.
Consumer Reports. Yeah.
Consumer Reports rank, which any car I've ever had, I look at Consumer Reports, it's like red dot, like
Yeah.
not reliable. You know,
Chevy Monte Carlo. No.
owner satisfaction 0. You know, it's like what?
Yeah.
Monte
Chevy
Carlos are the best.
No.
O2 Monte Carlos with the V6 front wheel drive. I think it'll get you going.
It's all that paint work that you had on it.
Yeah, well, I screwed up a few times.
You wish
but-
you could find that car again?
No, that one I don't care about.
Why?
Because it's the ones that I wish I still could find are like the 12 ZL1 that I had. That was cool.
It's in Rhode Island.
It's in Rhode Island. Hasn't been driven. Somebody's like, this thing's got no cats and like
Yeah.
doesn't pass emissions and smells.
Somebody bought it and was like, crap.
They wanted to sell it.
Yeah.
The dealer was like, hey, do you want to buy this back? I'm like, I should have just got it back because what I got for it on a trade really wasn't. It wasn't much, but anyway, let's go back to the Pats.
Yeah, back to the West Coast camp, Pats Camp West. That's what they're calling it.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I feel like there are a bunch of new guys that are coming together, and they got to like figure each other out, and they got to work together. But I mean, this offseason is going to be interesting because I don't know exactly. And people talk about last year. Yeah, talk about last year, and Cam, was saying that he didn't have the time. I watched something. It's like an athlete's podcast or something that he was on. He was just saying like he took for granted the off season and didn't think he needed it. But at what point? Because the season is what? How long is the season?
It's gonna be 17 games this year.
Yeah, 17 games.
So 18 weeks.
Right. So last year was 16 weeks, and like week 10 to week 16, like didn't really seem like in the beginning. It almost looked like in the beginning he was better than he was at the end. Like he was better week 1 than he was week 16.
Yeah, he was better
throwing
week
and
1 through
everything.
3. I mean,
So-
was it week 2 or week 3 against Seattle when he threw for
that's
like
what I'm saying.
350?
Like, so it's hard for me to think of, oh well, you didn't have the off season, which that didn't help him learn the playbook.
But what happened there though? Like you go to week
I just
3
think he could.
against Seattle.
I think his body was wearing out. Like
Yeah.
he was getting worn out, getting beat up, getting.
I
And
mean,
like
he
he's gonna
was
have all the
throwing-
weapons.
He was throwing like short balls, medium balls, long balls in that game, and everything. So I mean, it wasn't like it was just like one type of throw he was making.
But is
in
it
the Seattle game.
was it confidence? I know there wasn't the weapons there in the receiving core that he that he needed. Didn't have a tight end. But my question is, with having the pieces, you have 2 tight ends. You're going to be in like 2 tight end sets. You're going to be doing a lot of things that they used to do. Will there be a difference in accuracy, arm strength? Like those are the question marks. That's why I think that they're going to go into the draft and they're going to get a Mac Jones, which just had a badass
They have
pro
to
day.
draft a quarterback.
They have to draft a quarterback.
I mean, because even if Cam has a good season and he's the starter and he takes him to playoffs and everything, how many more years of that do you have? Do you have another?
Well, he's
year?
still young considering like
Who, Cam?
Yeah, compared to what a quarterback can play till now. He's in his early 30s.
No, he's not. I don't think he is.
No, he's 32 or 33.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was older.
He's not 34. He's not
He's
35.
taking a beating though.
Well, the beating is what gets you because we all know the coconut isn't good.
No, you're right. He's gonna be 32 in May.
Yeah, he's 31 right now.
Why did I think he was a lot older?
So he's
than
had
that?
2 shoulder surgeries. He
Yeah.
was in the league a long time. I mean, he came in the league young. I think he was 21.
Yeah.
So figure
He started right away. Yeah.
away.
That's
Took a hell of a beating. I mean, if you look at just Cam Newton hits,
yeah.
he's been KO'd a bunch. He's freaking hurt his shoulder twice, hurt his foot, rolled his truck and broke his back basically, or like chipped a couple bones in his back.
Yep.
And he's a big dude.
Yeah.
So
You wear down faster that way.
I used to have a Mastiff, 200 pounds.
Yeah.
When she was about 6, she didn't move well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a big person, you're a big dude, you get hit a lot, you run a lot, like you're going to wear out. And that's why his game has to change because you can't be the mobile quarterback that he used to be. And he can run when he has to run. But the problem is when you rely too much on your legs and you start to run too much, you start to take those hits because those hits add up. And as a defensive player, like I was a snapper. I snapped. So what is the most important thing for a snapper or quarterback? Anyone that touches the ball? Your hands and your arm and your shoulder and all that stuff works together. So if you take a hit and your shoulder's sore, it's really hard to throw. If you hurt your ribs and you're trying to throw, it's real. Dude, what's going on right now? Oh, this is my agent.
Gonna go to the moon?
Lab, what's up, man?
Hey, good morning. You good, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just I'm doing my podcast right now. Can I?
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, dude, you're in the midst of that. Call me. I sent you a text. We'll talk. I'm around. Call me today, tomorrow, whatever. I just want to kick around our options here.
Okay.
Whatever's best, so on and so forth. I have a few ideas.
Okay, I'll call you a couple hours. Cool.
No problem. I'm sorry to bother you.
Nope, you're good. You're good. See you, Mark.
Okay, buddy.
Bye. Media agent.
Hey, you're a member of the media now. The
2 more years. They want me 2 more years.
We're at ESPN?
Yeah.
Remote?
I'm trying to work on that. Because
You don't want to go into
they want to do a
Bristol?
trim. They want to do a trim because of the COVID.
I mean, a trim in the contract?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say, all right, I'll do it, but I got to do it from home.
That's what
basement.
Paige said.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to travel and do some things. And if I can put in there like a couple months of remote so I don't have to go into the – because last year I had an issue where they're like, hey, you're going to come to New York on Fridays. And this was before COVID hit. Come to New York on Fridays. So I'd have to go to New York, get back Friday, which would be a nightmare, and then go in studio on Sunday. So imagine like
Yeah.
Friday, you'd probably have to leave Thursday night, I would assume, to be there on TV at 8 in the morning. You have to be there.
Yeah.
Couldn't leave early. Do my work, be done by noon on Friday. It's
Go
a
home.
4-hour to get back, so I'd be home at like 4 on Friday. Saturday, you wouldn't really be able to do your Saturday because Sunday I'd have to be on TV at 8 a.m. So I'd have to get up early, get out there Sunday, get back, get home by like 6 or 7 at night. So then COVID hit, and they're like, "Oh, we'll do everything remotely," which that makes it easy. I got to work tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see.
No, I think
See
that's
what they say. I don't know.
That's like one of the better
Got
things
options.
to do. But back to the Cam thing, yeah, I think the other thing that hurts Cam is that he's so big. It's not the big side of it because you're just a bigger human being. You take bigger hits because he knows he can go put his shoulder down and go through somebody, and you're going to get hit by 2-3 guys.
Yeah.
And obviously the players know they got to take care of them. So you take those big hits. It is definitely a. I kind of agree that he wore down throughout the season, and I mean, what has he got left?
Well, and then another thing, like the hype videos, right? Like the video of him
hype video is a new thing.
working out, or just the working out video. It's like, okay, like, yeah, you work out. Go on Instagram. There's so many people working out and like flexing. It's like, okay, great. You work out. Everybody in the NFL works out. And they don't just work out like, oh, I'm working out. They work out hard. They train because you have to train.
Yeah.
So like the whole workout video, I know it like gets people going and stuff, but like wringing your shirt out, it's like, okay, like
It's lemonade.
I get it. Like lemonade. So that stuff to me, it's like, let me see you like drop some dimes from about 50 yards out. Like, let me see those things.
Yeah, I don't think he can. Like, I think Cam's
I
a
want to
good
see him
choice
throw
to
a
have.
high C. I want to see him put his arm to his ear.
Can't.
I want to see this. Bang.
Can't though.
I don't want to see this.
His arm doesn't go. His arm doesn't go that
He
high.
needs to
though.
go and stretch out. Like, go get somebody to yank on his arm. Go do like a lat and just hang like this. Like, get your arm up.
His arm doesn't go above his ear though. I mean, it's
Get it
like-
up
it's
there.
like here.
Have a coach, something. Because how many batted passes? Here's another thing. You got Trent Brown. That's going to be your tackle.
Yeah, you gotta
that
go over him.
sucker's 6'9", 350,
you're throwing
maybe
a left-
370. I don't
Yeah.
know. So he's going to be throwing balls through the back of his head and bouncing them up in the air.
Well, talking about the line was a good thing. We were pretty sad on the show last week when we heard
Oh,
that
the David,
Ted Karras,
that's huge news. So David Andrews coming back,
That line is
which bothered me a little bit. That bothered me, the fact that free agency really sucks sometimes because you have guys that I feel it's a business. We all know it's a business. We all know the reasons why, some guys get paid, some guys don't get paid. But I thought with the amount of cap space that they had, even if you gave David a fair market, now it doesn't have to be top dollar, but you go out and you'll sign somebody that's never played a down for you, that is a Raven or a Vegas Raider, a Charger, all these dudes, a Titan, all these guys that have never played a snap for you. They have no idea how to prepare the way that you prepare here, how to practice the way you practice here, how to train the way leadership. Never won you a game, never won you a Super Bowl. And you want to string the guys out that have been here a long time and be like, I don't know if we can play you. Like, you're good for us, but we could find another guy. And then you'll go out and overspend on some guys that haven't done anything for you. But then for David, you can't go out of your way and pay him, that could cause an issue because when you're a guy that's in that spot and you've done everything the right way and you've been a great leader, you've been a perfect example of what you need to do to be a winner here, and you're trying to, you're looking on the ground for breadcrumbs from everybody that's eating above you. It's like,
What
the
happened with
hell?
that though? Like,
Because it's
Was there
free
no
agency.
market for
Free
him?
agency it's funny because just like the receiver market, like JuJu went back to the Steelers.
yeah,
The receiver market, everything
for
started
less money though.
Less money
He got a big offer from
because
like,
he
the
probably
Ravens
was
or something
thinking
like
to himself. Because you have to do a lot of, I guess, looking at where am I leaving, where am I going, what's the coaching staff there, who's the quarterback. Like you have to look at everything involved in making a move like that. And for JuJu, I bet you he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to go to a new place, learn a new playbook, new quarterback, all these things are gonna be new
that. They got to
here.
put up with my dancing on the other team's.
And I know that
50-yard line.
Tomlin loves me, Roethlisberger loves me. I'm already here. I have a great people love me here. Like I'm just gonna stay here.
I think the thing what happened with JuJu, not to get off subject from David Andrews, but JuJu, I think he went back to the Steelers because he thought he was going to get like a 3-year, $50 million deal, and nobody would pay him. So go back to the Steelers for that 1 year, $9 million. You have the best bet to come back out as a free agent because he's young. He's like 25 or 26 years old, so he can come back out next year and then try to get that big deal, that big long term deal like Galladay got. Galladay got paid. But what happened with Andrews that he went to the open market and there was just nothing? Is that your take on it?
I just think that there was everything in free agency is basically there's a lot of luck involved because it's needs of what other teams have, like what other teams need that position. And this year was crazy because the cap didn't go up substantially. So there was plenty of teams that didn't have cap space that they're literally cutting guys. The Chiefs cut both their tackles, to sign Tooney, which doesn't make sense to me. So you cut your 2 edge guys to sign a guy for $80 million to play guard. Okay, that doesn't make sense. So it's stupid. But anyway, they can do whatever they want. So you had a weird this was probably a bad year to be a free agent. Bad year. Even if you're even a guy that got paid.
You didn't get paid though. Like the
You didn't
contracts
get paid
weren't what they were.
If there was no COVID, right, and then the cap went up substantially, which it goes up every year because with no having
it's about to skyrocket.
It's about to go
in 2
crazy.
years, yeah.
So if you are a free agent in this year, you're like, okay, well, there's limited teams that have a lot of space that want to pay for a guy. And then, David being a little bit older, he missed last year. Like these teams
last year, the year before that.
He missed last, like not this
2
year,
years,
but 2 years, but whatever. So they look at all that stuff, and I'm sure that he could have signed somewhere for a decent amount, maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more than what he signed here for. But then, again, you have to look at, I'm going to a new place.
Yeah.
People know and respect him here.
Oh, he's one of the leaders of the team.
So, when you have the community, New England itself loves David. The team loves David. He's established himself here. For $1 million or $2 million, I know it sounds crazy. Even $5 million.
Yeah, you have to change everything. Though. You have to go move.
You got to move. You got to
family.
buy a place. You're having a baby. Your wife has to find a new doctor to go to. The community doesn't know who you are. They don't care who you are either. So it was probably smart for him to. I wanted him to stay. We all wanted him to stay, but I wanted him to at least because his contract basically is a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
I think he only got 1.5 to sign.
Yeah. It wasn't much.
So okay, it's on paper a 4-year contract, but really it's a 2-year.
Yeah, Brady signed a 4-year deal too. But
it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's a 1-year contract for Tom.
Yeah.
So I would have liked him to get a little bit more, especially from the team that has gotten a lot out of him, leadership wise, doing the right thing. Because the guys that they sign, there's going to be at least one that doesn't work here. Not all these.
What do you mean?
Of the guys they sign in free agency, one of them's not going to work. One of them's going to be
but it'll be one of the lower tier signings probably.
You don't know that. Everything's a gamble, especially when you get paid. Because
they structured the contracts to be not a ton of money guaranteed. It's a lot of in-game incentives and stuff. Like
if Judon comes out and gets 3 sacks this year, people are going to be like, "What are we paying him $35 million for?" You know what I'm saying?
That's always tough though to look at. Just looking at the sacks because what does he do?
Yeah, but outside linebacker or pass rusher, that's all people care about. If
but
you
Bill
go out
doesn't.
there,
I don't think Bill does.
No, but it's the pressure and it's what people see.
You
that,
think he cares about what anybody thinks?
No, he doesn't at all. But if the guy goes out there and has a bad attitude,
But
and
yeah,
is running
yeah,
up the field
yeah,
and
so
letting
he's a
the
bad
quarterback out of
attitude.
the pocket,
Yeah.
like
But if he's
like
playing with a
Adelius
good-
Thomas, like they signed him, they cut him and gave him $8 million. They cut him and said, "Here's a check, $8 million."
Yeah, 'cause he was
like,
terrible.
thank you. He wasn't terrible. He's a freak athlete.
Yeah,
the
but he
best
just-
athlete I've ever seen in my life.
But he didn't play the system well.
Exactly. So you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know if a guy that's in a blitzing system that is one gap that they're told to just pin your ears back and run up the field and do whatever you want, just go make plays. You don't know when he comes here and they say, "Hey, you're going to bump inside, you're going to grab the guard, and you're not making this play. You're just here
Yeah.
to grab the guard. The other guy's going to make the play." Some guys, they might be like, "What?
Yeah.
I'm going to make plays. I'm here to make plays. I don't care what you're telling me to do. I'm going to go make plays." I've been there and I've seen guys that do that, and it doesn't work here. You know,
they get
like,
cut, right?
well, that or their role is diminished, or people are questioning why they're not on the field more, and but that happens. I mean, it happens in every team. There's a guy, I mean, like Trey Flowers, for example. He got a $90 million contract. Trey with Detroit. People aren't saying Trey's like people. If you look up Trey, people are like, "Is this a draft? Is this a bust? Is this a free agent bust?" But Trey's a great football player. But it's all based on your schemes.
Yeah.
Trey's a great football player in a scheme that makes him really excel. Isn't like a one gap 4-3 where it's like, "Hey, your job is to get to the quarterback." He's a great guy that can move around, do different things, run games. Do exactly what the Patriots do, just like Kyle. Like, Kyle's a great move guy, just like High. High can be inside, outside, off the ball, on the ball, defensive end, outside linebacker, inside linebacker. Him and, those guys together, him and High, or Vinoy and High, they can switch and they're interchangeable. So, like, "Hey, High, like, this time you're in, I'm out. This switch, hey, switch this." We have the same responsibilities, but we can all do the same thing. That's when, like, the Patriots are really good.
Yeah.
When they have multiple guys that can do multiple things that don't have to come off the field, which was their problem
But
last
they play
year.
well together too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, play well together.
They understand each other where they're
Yeah.
supposed to be and everything.
Yes.
How much better do you think the defense got?
I think they got really good. That Anderson kid from the Jets, I think he's going to be the best signing.
Yeah. I think the Deschanel guy from the Dolphins are good.
He's going
to
to he'll be a good inside guy, but the Anderson kid from the Jets is like 6'6", 300 pounds. Like, he's going to be a good outside guy just to press the press the pocket. Like, he's not going to run up 12 yards up the field. He's going to be a good bull rush guy, stop the run inside, outside. He's a good player. I mean, I liked him. I know they paid him in New York and he didn't get any sacks, but like,
that
doesn't mean anything.
Not for those guys.
Those inside guys.
So before we go to break, what do you think about now the new signing we just heard about here this morning, which is re-signing James White?
I don't get why James would sign back here, but I mean, I'm happy because I like James. James is a great guy. We all love James and the things that he's done here. But last year, I know last year was a terrible year as far as COVID, and then he lost his father, all that stuff. But they just didn't use James the way that I expected them to use James.
They didn't even attempt
because Cam doesn't really use a third down back like that. He's not a scan the field. Oh, it's man, everyone's bailing, dump it down to the flat. Like screens. Cam threw interception on a screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, screens are a timing thing. Everything's got to be perfect.
They didn't really call many screens.
No,
at
they
all.
didn't.
I mean that was the big difference I thought on the offense was like,
here's
screen
the
pass
issue.
has been the biggest piece of that.
So I'll
offense.
explain screens perfectly. Screens are a great changeup for a team that plays man coverage or they blitz you, because if you're playing in man coverage and you're threatened by a deep pass in a 3rd and long, and everybody's deep, even in zone. If you're playing like Tom or a quarterback that can throw a 15-yard comeback and you're worried about that, everyone's getting depth in their drops. When a quarterback struggles to throw those deep balls or to be accurate in those passes, you're not even playing that deep. You're like, all right, I'll sit at 10. So I hit my back foot, I'm at 10 yards. The quarterback can't throw it over my head, and he's probably going to throw it short. So if you throw a screen in there, everyone's 5 yards closer. You throw the screen, everyone rallies to the ball, 4th down. So when you have a blitzing team that's coming after you, you let the offensive line block, let them go, get in position, about to get hit, boom, screen, big gain. But I didn't feel like they used that to their advantage last year.
Not at all, because I think, especially on the blitz, Cam would just take off.
Yeah.
On the blitz.
Yeah.
He'd take off, get sacked. Like that was just what it is. But I think it's a good time to take a break here and come back and talk about something else. I mean,
okay.
Who knows what?
All right, so we're back, Dan and Ninko show. I just got some exciting news from my friend Stu.
Save 10% on your car insurance?
At Vashon. Well, that's Geico,
Yeah.
which I am a Geico guy. But so my buddy Stu works at Vashon Chevrolet, and I know it's Chevy, and I know you don't like Chevy.
I'm fine with Chevy.
I know, with a specific car, because I got this.
Yeah,
I have an opportunity. I had an opportunity to
50
order. It's I dropped my phone. It's okay. Who cares? I have an opportunity. I had an opportunity. He said, "Hey, Rob, the GM rep of the area would like to allocate you a 2021 Corvette convertible build. You can do whatever you want with it, and I will not charge you $1 over MSRP," which is
It's a good deal.
very good deal, right?
Yeah.
Because what are Corvettes right now if you go to buy one?
Whatever. I mean,
20 over.
at least.
20 over. I was
be
down
higher.
the street, and the guy was like, yeah, 20 over. That's what they're going for. I was like, no. That's not going to happen.
That's going to be like all cars here soon, by the way.
You think all cars are going that way?
Majority, yeah. It's like houses.
So it's supposed to be here in June, which is a good time. Do you not think that's going to happen?
No, if they haven't built it yet.
Haven't built it yet.
Yeah, no.
But it's been pushed to the front of the line. Think it'll be done?
No.
You still don't think it'll be done?
No. Not yet.
So what's your reaction? So my wife thinks she's like, she does not like Corvettes. She's not a Corvette person. She thinks they're, every time we see a Corvette, she goes, over or under 50. I'm like, under. And it's an old guy.
It's
like,
always over. Get some racing gloves on. Okay,
Some Puma shoes.
There's always a handicap placard in there, like always.
So I built a 2021 Corvette hardtop convertible, which is very cool. Z50. I did everything you could do. Front lift, Z51 magnetic ride. It's got the like, it's not like red. It's like a maroon interior. It's like a red, but like darker. It looks like a
brandy or
like a
something
brandy,
like a wine.
It's like a wine color.
Yeah,
and it's the silver. It's a new silver. Should be pretty cool, huh? You don't like the new Vet?
No.
Why?
Because it just looks weird to me.
I didn't like it at first. I took my son to like before COVID, they had like a Newport thing in Newport. It's like old cars where it was actually really cool. I can't remember the name of it. It was like some
car show.
It was like a big to-do car show. They had like an auction there. They had a huge tent. They used the actual museum that was in Newport, which is an awesome museum, by the way. The car museum there in Newport. We should try and do that. Just popped. Let's do that. We're gonna do a show from there. I know that we can get in contact with the owner, which the owner started that museum because his wife said, you need to do something with these cars. You need to either sell them or do something because they got to get out of here. So he was like, I'll just open a museum.
That ain't a bad idea.
So he opened a museum, which is amazing, by the way. But anyway, I wanted to get that because it was an opportunity to have a car that was a pretty good deal. I'm all about deals. You know me, a little frugal.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to sell some. I'm going to sell the black Z06. I'll sell that.
Yeah. You're going to get matching driving gloves for the Corvette? Like, so you can just put them on.
Oh, have you seen the movie Drive?
You're going to get like the
I want to get
Biden
I want to get the
aviators?
silk jacket with the scorpion on the back.
Yeah, probably. That would
Drive
actually
with
make
the
sense.
gloves, and you got to have the holes on the knuckles. That's key.
What are you going to do, though, like when you're driving by, like, and you're in your Corvette, right, and people are, like, waving at you, like, beeping at you, and everywhere you look over, it's somebody with, like, blue or gray hair, and you're like, after, like, the 10th time, do you just go, maybe people are right. This is an old man car.
I'm thinning, so I'm getting old, so it's okay.
It's an old man car.
They're changing changing that right now with the rear engine. It looks like a completely different. What are you looking at right now?
I just want to
What was
see
the
if you
face?
can. I just want to see if I can Google average age of a Corvette.
It's changing.
It's changing.
It is changing. Don't laugh. What does it say?
61. The average age of a Corvette owner is 61 years old.
What the hell?
You didn't look that up?
I own 2 of them though, and I'm 37. That means I'm winning.
You're an old soul.
That means I'm winning.
You're an old soul.
I am an old soul.
You're driving the number from 68 to 61 right now.
No, I think I'm going from 61 to 58. It's coming down because of me.
What are you going to be 58 in 20 years?
I got a long way to go.
Yeah.
If I can, if at 58 I know who I am, I'm doing okay.
Where's my Corvette?
Ninko, what'd you do?
Where's my Corvette?
Yeah, I'll be at the mall somewhere running around
Corvettes,
nude.
it's just I don't know.
If in 20
when you
years,
think of Corvette-
if in 20 years you see a headline, Rob Ninkovich at local CVS naked, you know there's issues going on.
You know the CTE involved.
Some type of brain trauma problem. So let's hope that Ninko stays. You got to stay working out. You got to eat well, which
Keep your mind going.
I like a little sugar in my life, which is bad, but keep the mind
There's
going.
sugar in
Stay
beer,
active. Have a couple. Alcohol is good for the blood flow.
Yeah.
You got to continue to work out. That's key. You got to work out.
Yeah, and you got to drive cars that keep
Got
you
to
young,
drive cars. You
like
got to.
Corvettes.
Well, it's dual clutch, so you know what that means.
I know because
Keeps
the
your-
average owner, if they went to press the clutch in, their hip would break, so they had to go to dual clutch.
No, well, they would have a replacement by this point, maybe, or a knee replacement. They wouldn't have any issue.
Yeah, but they can't.
pressing
but you
the
can't
clutch
push,
in.
push that much.
Joe
weight
Biden's
down.
a big Corvette guy, which
course he
he
is.
wants to ban fuel. He won't be able to drive his classic car. It's
Can't
another
even-
thing.
can't even walk
Do you
upstairs.
realize that a classic car is probably the most efficient car that you could drive because you put 50 miles on it a year? If you don't drive the car, there's no emissions. There's
Yeah, I know.
zero emissions.
But if you start it, there's plenty of emissions.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm telling you, if you take a Honda Accord or a Honda Civic, and somebody drives it 200,000 miles, the amount of emissions that car makes, even though it's a 4-cylinder versus a classic car, you start and drive 50. I might drive my old Corvette maybe 50 miles this year, maybe.
Yeah.
My old truck, maybe 50 miles.
The problem is that most cars nowadays anyway are partial zero emissions anyway.
Yeah, they don't
really put
cats
up-
on them.
Yeah.
Everything that I'm driving a Wrangler right now. Dan O'Brien helped me out with a Dan O'Brien Jeep, Dodge, Ram. Driving a Jeep
Wrangler.
right? And it's a 4-banger. It's a 4-cylinder 2.0 2-liter turbo or
turbo.
something. It's actually pretty quick. I was surprised that it handles pretty good. And I was driving that Ram 2500 before the
Yeah.
Hemi, and I literally felt like I was putting $70 in it a week.
Yeah, just jamming down that accelerator.
Yeah, and just
go.
do you plug it in, by the way? Do you see the computer readings on that?
What?
The RAM. Can you plug the computer in? It'll tell you the RPMs.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
No, okay, don't do it. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But you know,
One of the most destroyed cars I ever got back.
no, it wasn't. That thing was. I cleaned it. I filled it up with gas.
It's like you puked on the side of it.
That was coffee. So a trick when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, it was windy that day in particular. You go to Dunkin' Donuts, they give you it at the top. I take the top off because they put that plastic piece in it. You don't want to eat plastic, trust me, especially in hot.
What plastic piece?
They put that little stupid
I don't
piece in
drink
the
coffee.
hole.
Oh, like a stirrer
Starbucks
thing?
No, it's like it's a cover for the hole. So they put the
Oh.
top on it. Then they put this plastic thing that's, some sea turtle in Hawaii is going to have 50 of them in their stomach. So they're going to end up in the ocean. Anyway, I take that out because it's silly. I take the top off. I take it out. Whoop. I take about an inch off the top so I don't have to worry about spilling it on myself. And then you're good to go.
Oh, you take the whole cover
I
off.
take the whole cover off and then I dump out about an inch. If I get a large coffee, what is that, $2? I take an inch off the top because you don't want to be sitting there like spilling it. No,
Oh, okay. So you take the whole cover
I
off.
take the
so
whole
you
cover
have
off. I don't
just
keep
an
the cover
exposed
on.
cup.
It's just an exposed cup.
Why don't you just drink like iced coffee or something like that?
I don't like iced coffee.
Yeah.
Not in the mornings. I need a little bit of heat.
I don't drink coffee, so wouldn't know.
No coffee?
No coffee.
Not at all?
Nope.
Mountain Dew, though.
Mountain Dew.
That's
That's the
You
caffeine.
get your caffeine
Get a
fix from
caffeine
Mountain
somewhere
Dew.
else.
Yeah.
But not.
But
not
anyway,
on,
so
not
on that particular day, I did the dump, and a gust of wind sprayed it back into
Looked
my
like you
face.
puked on the side of the car.
Yeah, it was one cream. That's why it was on there.
One cream. The whole cream was at the top.
The cream was on the
You
side of
didn't
the
shake
car.
that thing up first and then dump the part of it out.
No, I don't do that. You can't shake it. It's not like iced coffee.
But isn't the cream at the top then?
No, I mean they put it in there. I think they give it a swirl maybe.
Yeah, sure they do.
Maybe. I don't know. They
Yeah.
use a finger. It's hot coffee, so.
Just stir it up.
So I have some I almost said broody. I have some, not Brady news. I have Brody news.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we had an emergency yesterday.
Yeah. He was just doing a magic trick. It's like
So,
when the magicians swallow the scarves and then pull them
Brody
out.
likes to eat washcloths, which is really gross to think about. He'll go upstairs. He won't mess with a kid toy. He won't eat this mask. He won't eat a sock. All he does, he'll run up the stairs, go in the shower, and chew on a washcloth, which I don't know why. It must be the Dove, because it's very, very nice, soft skin, making your skin nice and soft. You do the Dove Pink Bar. My grandma.
Oh, it's like he uses it's like used washcloths. Like he doesn't.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
go like the linen closet.
He goes
pull 'em
into
out.
the shower and he
Yeah.
jumps up and tries to grab the washcloth.
Oh.
So my daughter, every day after school, she comes home, she goes in the shower, she takes a washcloth, and when she's done with it, she just throws it on the ground, like in the shower. I'm like, Via, please pick this up, because the dog will run upstairs and he chews on these. So my wife goes upstairs and she's like, oh, he had a washcloth, and half of it was gone. So I'm like, okay, she probably ate half of it. So I called the vet. They're like, give him 25 mils of 3% peroxide. Gave it to him, and he's outside doing the. There it goes, half the washcloth. Well, I'm like, okay, that must be it. He's got to get the rest of the whatever out of him so he doesn't puke anymore. A little bit later, 5 minutes, 2 more washcloths. That's 2.5. Minute later, 2 more washcloths. It's 4.5. 2 more washcloths. He had 6.5 washcloths that he just scarfs down.
So he's like a magician. Like, you know,
Just-
I'm going to
now
swallow
you
the
see it.
handkerchiefs and then just start pulling them
And
out.
it was disgusting.
Were they on your lawn?
Yeah, I picked them up and threw them away, but it
Yeah.
was gross. Like, how do you swallow? You know how hard it would be to swallow a washcloth?
Yeah.
It's cloth. Like, I couldn't swallow like a tag. I couldn't swallow this.
Start gagging.
Like, I don't know how you'd have the even the moisture to swallow a washcloth.
Yeah. No, it's
It's like the saltine cracker challenge. You ever do that?
yeah, the 2 saltine crackers. No
Oh,
water.
you know what we should do? We should do the gallon milk challenge.
I've done it. I have it on video where I had somebody do it once. And
Did he make it?
No,
Didn't
can't
make
make
it.
it.
So this is what we need to do. Another challenge or an adventure would be a pickle juice challenge
No.
for Dan, because he doesn't like pickles,
No.
which is un-American.
It makes me like want to vomit.
so
it
we
makes
should
me want to.
we should do the milk
wanna
challenge
vomit
and
out
then a milk
washcloth.
We should do the milk challenge followed with a pickle shot
Oh
challenge.
God! If I did the milk challenge and completed it, and you just like brought a pickle out, I'd probably throw it all up.
I see pickles they're great.
Ugh.
It's like, you ever have a Chicago style hot dog?
Does it have a pickle in it?
It's got a spear with the
No,
what? How
I
about
get
relish?
mad.
You like relish?
no,
That's pickles.
no. Like I get mad. You know, like how
You like egg salad?
no. You know, like how
You
if
like deviled eggs?
No.
What's wrong with you? Don't people? Isn't deviled eggs like an Irish thing,
I don't think so. It's not that I've ever heard of.
or what's an Irish dish?
Shepherd's pie.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Do you
good
like
stuff.
shepherd's
Oh,
pie?
yeah, I love shepherd's
But
pie.
you don't like eggs.
I'll eat eggs. Just not deviled eggs or anything like that.
That's deviled eggs, a hard boiled egg, and then you take the yolk and you put you mix
There's
it
other
up.
stuff in it though.
It's good. It's terrific. I had deviled eggs at my wedding.
I would really.
I
You
know.
have like a
It was-
picnic in the backyard.
No, I mandated we have hors d'oeuvres of deviled eggs. I wanted everyone on the dance floor just ripping farts. I wanted everyone just farting their asses off.
So that was one of your mandates to have deviled eggs there?
Okay, so this is, I'll tell you a great story about a Southern wedding. Great story. So when I met Paige, we're getting old now. I was 21, okay? 22, I don't know. Yeah, 20. I was 21. Okay, so 21 when I played my rookie year. 22, we started dating and stuff. So the first time I ever went to like a Southern wedding was like the first time that I met her family, like ever. So it was her cousin getting married. We go to this like Southern wedding, which are really cool because where I'm from, I don't know if up here in Boston they do the same thing, but like a wedding in Illinois, it's very much so you do the wedding, then you go to the rehearsal or the dinner, and after everyone has a table with a assigned seat, and you sit down, and then they feed you there, and you sit at the table, and then after that, then people do their speeches and all that stuff. And it's like a drug out, boring, like you sit there, you're sitting with people you don't know. It's boring.
Yeah.
It's boring. So I went to a wedding in Louisiana. You do the wedding, and after the wedding, you just go to a party. It's like a big party. So there's a big room. This was outside. Full of tables. It's all done up. You got the flowers. It's real pretty. All the tables are done up, but there's no assigned seats. You just go and you put your stuff down. If you want to eat, there's a carving station on one corner, so you have like your meat there. You could do whatever. You got a pasta station. You got your cheese and crackers and fruit station. You go around, and it's like just everyone kind of mingles, and if you want to eat, you eat. But then there's a line at the bar. Everyone's gonna. We ran out of alcohol at my wedding. That's how crazy, because the Croatians in my family drink, and the Croatians in my wife's family, they drink heavily. It was the first time they ever said like we ran out of alcohol. They literally went to the liquor store to buy more booze because we ran out of alcohol. But we had like 300 people there. It was a big wedding. But so I'm at this wedding. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like they had an oyster bar. Like, you go, you have your oysters, which I had never had an oyster. In my wife's family, they do oysters. So like they own oyster beds. Like they do leases in the bayou. So Paige's mom's like, what's that?
Like oyster bar was like, it's a must.
It's a must.
Yeah.
So I go to this oyster bar, first time ever at oyster. And if you've ever had a Louisiana oyster, they could potentially be like monstrous. Like this thing was the size of my palm, like the muscle.
Yeah.
And depending on the type of oyster in the season, they might be like milky, or they might like be. So like I look at this oyster, it's like literally the size of my hand, and they're like, "Yep, just throw it down." And I had a beer in my other hand, so I'm like I put it in my mouth, and it literally was in my mouth, and I was like. I ran to the trash can and I spit it out in the trash can. You would have thought that the
wedding stopped. Yeah.
Like everyone, like, who's this Yankee coming to our wedding down here?
Yeah. Spitting our oysters out.
Spitting out our oysters. So I spit it out, and I'm like, Paige is horrified. She's like, I can't believe you did that. That's what they do. They do oysters. And it was a really embarrassing moment. But, we've been together like 14 years now, so it's okay. They forgive me. I like oysters, but I like a New England cold water oyster, smaller. I don't like a Gulf oyster where they're like, got BP oil in them.
Yeah, I like the the cooked oyster,
Yeah.
Like nice.
So like Drago's down in New Orleans, they have a place called Drago's. They do like char boiled. They put the cheese and the butter on them.
Yep.
Those are amazing. But like a raw, I can do them here, but I can't do them down there because they're just big, and it's just like the warm water makes them like just taste different.
Yeah, it's like the texture of it. I had the same thing.
Not a huge fan, but at my wedding, when we were doing our selection for like having at these stations, I'm like, we got to go deviled eggs. And Paige was like, no, we're not doing deviled. I said, we're doing deviled eggs. We're doing them.
You get married in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Do they even know what a deviled egg was?
Yeah, it was on the list.
Oh, okay.
Like you had a list of things.
There was a list of something, and like they like threw it at the bottom, like some moron's gonna pick this.
So they had like deviled egg. I like the little they have these little finger sandwiches. It's like all white bread. They put like a little bit of meat with mayo. They cut all the crust off, so it's just like little squares of like pure white bread. It's so good.
Get like pigs in a blanket too.
I love pigs in a blanket.
Did you get those for the wedding?
No, I think we did deviled eggs. We did like a cheese and fruits. It was like we had. Probably the deviled eggs was probably the lowest class thing there, which it was a big hit because anyone that I talked to, they love deviled eggs, except for Dan O'Brien. I don't get it. How do you not like deviled eggs?
I just don't.
Can I make you a deviled egg? It's the last time you tried a deviled egg.
I'll eat it. Like I won't eat a pickle.
But you just don't enjoy the taste of a deviled egg.
No, but like I'll eat it probably. I ate a lot of different things, especially what I used to. But I had one when, right when I started dating my wife, I was 17, she was 16. We went to her family's house for like a cookout or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're cooking out and everything, and she's got like 10 uncles and millions of cousins or whatever, and they like have these things on a skewer, and they look like kind of like a beef tenderloin type thing on a skewer, but it's kind of looked weird, and I was like, I wonder what that is. And they're like, hey, you need to try this. I'm like,
it's a test.
What is it?
It's a test.
Yeah, they're like, it's beef. I'm like,
was it cow tongue or something?
It just looked weird. It was like, I don't know, it was like balled up and everything. I'm like, but it looked like edible enough. Like it wasn't like an oyster, like an oily oyster or anything like that. So I'm like, I'll try it. So I take a bite and it's like chewy as can be, and I'm like, what the heck is this?
Gotta be ear or something. What is it?
And I'm like, what the? I finally like managed to like swallow it, and then my wife's like, that's an anticucho, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Cow heart.
Oh,
I was like, oh,
cow
wow.
heart. Well, at least it's not.
I never have an anticucho ever again.
Yeah.
We
used to have this when we were in high school. We used to go to this place called El Burrito Loco. It was like a local late night spot that everyone would go to after everything was closed. And one night they had cow tongue soup on the menu, and everybody was like, "Get the cow tongue, let's just see." And it literally looked like a bowl with broth and like a
just like sticking out.
A cow tongue was just floating in it. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. You could even see the taste buds on it. I'm like, what do cows eat? Don't they like eat shit and stuff? Like they eat the grass and they eat like, you don't know what they're eating. Pesticides. I don't know.
So it was like the whole tongue?
It was
just
like,
sticking out?
but it was like the tongue, and then you like cut it up. And it like I took a little corner of it, and it was literally like if you were to have a racer and you just threw it in a bowl of
Did you try
hot
it?
soup. I tried it. It was disgusting.
Ugh.
It was a consistency of an eraser. It was really hard, chewy. I didn't swallow it. It was disgusting. Cow tongue.
When I was 16, I went to Japan. We were in this bar.
Dog.
No, it wasn't
Grilled chihuahua.
Because I was 16, but like I had like a beard and I was like almost 6 feet tall, like 5'11" or whatever. So I looked big for Japan. So they didn't card you anywhere. So we went to like a restaurant. We were drinking and stuff. And it's like a local bar, and they're telling us like, order this, order this, order this, and like there's Japanese people ordering it. And I watched something come out. And I didn't see it or anything, and I see like the Japanese people like run away. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Oh.
So the guy, one of the guys I'm with, they go, we'll order that, and it comes out, and it's like moving. It's like these like things just. It looked like I don't know, kind of like pasta or something, but it was like moving.
Are there worms?
Yeah, it was like worms, but they were like moving and stuff. And they're like, no, you eat it like this. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, that's how you come back with a tapeworm or something.
Yeah, it was. But like Japanese people that like were from there were like freaking out about it. And I mean, it was just. I had to like push it away from, like, get that thing away from me. I don't want it to like jump on me or anything like that. But it's just all.
That's disgusting. That makes me ugh. Or that's like I don't know. It's like a delicacy where they eat a hard-boiled egg, but it's the actual like, it's like the actual little bird in there.
Yeah, have you ever seen like the videos that
It's like
when the eggs come on the assembly line, they put like a big light on
light
them,
through it
and
to see
the
make
ones
sure
that
that
turn red are
it's like an embryo.
But they sell those.
Yeah, they sell those because people hard boil them and they eat them.
Yeah,
and it's like a
or
little
people take them and raise chickens.
a little beak, and you're just chewing it up.
You see the videos online that they take those eggs and like put them under like a heat lamp, and then eventually the chicken hatches.
I did that in first grade. I think we had
Really?
We had like an incubator in the room. I remember.
Oh, for a chicken.
Mr. Jers said I was
Illinois,
I was the most troubling child he had ever come across.
It was like on a report card.
No, the principal said that to my mother that he had never in his experience as a teacher or a principal seen a child that was so defiant. That was the definition of me.
You ever go back to they ever invite you back to the school?
No. He's probably long gone. He was an old guy. Well, here's the deal. Like, they used to tell me to go to the office, and I'm like, all right, like, I'll go to the office. There's this guy with a suit and tie on that looked like, Dennis the Menace's dad. He had glasses on, real tall guy. Like, what am I supposed to be afraid of this guy? I go home, I see a dude in a do-rag, or a bandana with work boots on, with the freaking hands twice the size of mine. Like, I was afraid of that guy. I'm not afraid of this guy with a tie on and the glasses. Like, but maybe I was a little bad.
I think you should.
So
you should
funny story. I was talking to my dad this morning, and there were some incidents as a kid. I might have been destructive. I might have done some things that injured some of his vehicles and broke windows. And I used to put cars in vices and stuff in the basement. Put a toy car in a vise and make it look like it was smashed. So my son, I'm in the house, and I hear this noise. I'm like, what the hell is that? I go in the garage, and he had a rock, and he was throwing it in the on the garage floor, trying to break the rock in half. He wanted to find the fossil. He wanted to see the fossil. Well, there's little pieces of rock everywhere, and I had the Telluride in the garage. It's right there. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm trying to break this rock. I said, hey, Rockhead, go outside. Don't do it in the garage, please. All it takes is you do that, and it bounces up and hits this car. Papa Ninko, Captain Insano, is not going to be happy. He's going to be a little upset. So why don't you take the rock, go bust it outside on a rock or something like that. We have big rocks out there. Go break it out there. But
how many windows did you break as a kid at your house?
2.
Yeah.
Golf ball, and then I punched the window. I have a scar because I was beating on the side glass of, like, next to the door, and it broke.
Beating on the side? Why?
Because the door was locked, and my sister locked it or something. I don't know. And it
Just broke it.
It broke. Yeah, it sliced my wrist too. Terrible scar. Whoever this doctor was, awful. It's like I could have sewn that up better at 5.
The same guy gave Tyrod Taylor the
Or
pain
this,
injection.
or this one. Yeah,
What's that one from?
car door.
How?
It was raining. I was 16. It was raining very hard, and I had a S10, Chevy S10. I left the window open, so I ran outside, cranked the window up, and as I was closing the door, I hit right here with the door.
So like you shut it like with
I
your
shut
head
it
in
and
front of it?
I shut it and I turned to run away. And in the corner, those S10s had like a door that like curved.
Yeah, like a jagged
It was
edge.
like a big curve at the top, and
Yeah.
it just barely hit me. And I got in the house. I'm like, I think I'm bleeding. And I looked at the mirror. I'm like, that's my forehead. This is my see my skull right now. So they stitched me up.
Oh, well, at least that one wasn't like destructive.
No, that one was just
That was just
being silly, I guess, impatient. This one, I have one on my finger. When I was like 8, I wondered if you could break a golf club on a football post. Well, when you swing a golf club and you hit a football post, it just wraps around the post. And I hit it, it wrapped around, hit me in the hand. I'm like, oh no. I went home, I'm like, Ma, I see my knuckle here. She's like, oh yeah, we got to go to the doctor. So stitches.
So stitches 3 times then?
Yeah, just
Just those 3 things?
being a kid.
That
was it.
That ain't that bad then.
No.
Yeah.
No. There's been more, but I just didn't get the stitches.
Yeah.
Just let it go. But that was the only time I had to get stitches.
So you're going to bring Mike Ninko on the show?
Papa Nink?
Yeah.
I don't know what he'll bring for us. I have
Yeah,
to.
well, probably a lot of stories
I'll have to instruct him to
to tone it down.
tone it down and make sure that we're,
You have a
Calm
kill
and
switch on the button
collected.
to like turn the camera
calm.
off.
And well, we can edit these, So got to make sure we don't get into anything inappropriate.
Calm and collective.
Calm, collected. And he's older now, so he's a little bit. I could tell you. I'll have him tell you the story that he almost. I don't know if I should say it. There was a guy that was stealing a purse from a woman, and he knocked him out as he was running past him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, punched it, bang.
Was like you there?
No, it was like he was at work, and like somebody like somebody stole a purse and was running, and he
No, just
stopped him.
yeah. That's
Pretty good.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Somebody's committing a crime.
I'll ask him. Yeah, that guy was making. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that.
I'll ask him a few things. I got to ask him
Oh,
for
you
clearance.
gotta clear it all.
I
up
got to
front.
clarify what I can say, what I can't
itinerary
say,
of it all.
because
No,
yeah.
I think it's a good time to take a break, and we can come back maybe. And we won't bring up that you're like Joe Biden in a Corvette, but
no. Well,
we can move on from that.
you better. I'm gonna get
But
better save up on fuel.
when you get that Corvette, though, we got to shoot a video of you putting the gloves on and then the Joe Biden aviators on. Maybe fall down the stairs on the way to it or something like that, and we make it a real.
I'm gonna go pick
real
it
good.
up though in the trailer.
Yeah,
It's got to be covered.
It probably won't fit.
It'll
But-
fit.
No, it won't.
What are you talking about? Too wide?
Yep.
No.
Your
The
trailer will be
Hellcat.
too wide.
The wide body Hellcat fit. in my
Barely
trailer.
fit.
I had a half inch on each side.
Yeah.
It's not any wider than that.
Yeah, it'll be close though.
You think?
Yeah. We'll be back here coming up.
See ya. All right, so we're back, Dan and Ninko show, and how exciting is it that the Red Sox didn't they come out that they're going to have
12%.
12%.
That must be like a mathematical.
What is this? 12% beer? I mean, there's IPAs with more than 12%.
I think there was a dartboard between like 1 and 25, and it was just like boom. Okay.
So compared to all the other teams, where's that 12%?
It's like half. Like I think.
So everyone can be at 24%.
I think everybody's around like 25% to 100%.
Oh, LeBron's not going to like that for his income on his investment.
It's a long-term investment. So you're going long
yeah,
term.
well, when you have $1 billion, it's easy to invest, isn't it?
It is pretty cool though that I mean
I wish I had $1 billion. If you had $1 billion, if you had $1 billion, so
more than $1 billion.
A friend of mine is like a big hedge fund guy, and he's like, yeah, when you have like a couple $100 million, you just take 5 and 10, 15, 20.
Toss it in the air.
You toss it at the wall, and then you one sticks, and you're like, all right, well that 15 million made me a 200. So great. We could take that 200, and I'll take 100 of it, and we'll throw that at the wall, and that 100, only 2 stuck. But then that made us 400 million. You know, it's like, must be nice.
It is pretty cool though. That like, I mean, if you're a sports guy and then you can go buy part
That
of a
would
team,
be amazing.
and you buy like one of the most.
I would
storied,
love to, Mr. Kraft. Let me get some of the Pats.
Yeah.
It's $1 billion.
Yeah.
$4 billion.
You can afford like a 0.5%.
Not
Take
even.
all the money you have. You get like a 0.5%.
Not even.
But no, that's a pretty cool thing to be able to go do that and buy that. But what happens with all the New York Yankees gear he's got?
He's gonna still wear it.
There was somebody that came up with a pretty
He's
cool
still
thing.
gonna wear it, I bet.
There was somebody who came up with a good idea. It was, why doesn't he take all the Yankee stuff now and auction it off and put all the proceeds to Dana-Farber
That would
or the
be
Jimmy
awesome.
Fund?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then he sells all of it off, and then he starts a new collection with all Red Sox stuff. Because you can't be a Yankee fan and own part of the Boston Red Sox.
I feel like he will still wear his Yankee stuff.
I don't think so.
He's
very.
I don't think he's gonna give up the Yankee
conscious.
stuff.
He's very image conscious.
Yeah, true. I mean, I don't know, but he also is like, when you have that much money, you don't care what people think. But his business is the Red Sox now.
Yeah. Does he come to the Celtics eventually though? To like kind of
Maybe be like Shaq. Like
yeah.
just get
Shaq
to
came
Boston.
for 1 year. Shaq loved it here.
It'd be a smart move for him.
Yeah,
if he came here to build, people, the brand, all that stuff, it'd be a great move.
and couple it with the Red Sox and all that. But
perfect.
The Red Sox capacity, there was 2 days ago, they were saying there was going to be no street vendors at Fenway. But there was a petition
was
for
it
that.
like, so now you can have a wedding with dancing?
You can have,
now you can have a venue?
It depends where you are. So if you're in Boston, you can have a venue for a wedding with dancing.
DJ, no singing.
DJ, no singing. Because
So
if you sing, it'll spread it. But in other cities, you can sing. It's kind of like the Grinch, right? Like in Whoville.
At what point?
Like
there's
like a city that's singing. And
At
we're
what
in another city
point
it's not.
At what point do they read or see what they're about to say to the public and not have someone with a marker that puts on the top of the sheet of paper, morons?
Yeah,
we are all morons.
Yeah. This does not make sense.
Because if you say it out loud and you're like, we are opening all wedding venues to having weddings and having dancing and people at those venues, but there will be no wedding singer, and Adam Sandler cannot sing.
Yeah. You can't talk about the mute at table 9.
He cannot sing because of the droplets in his voice are going to spread about amongst people.
Yeah. That's what it is. It was I was at Gillette the other day, and you're allowed to have like indoors at, say, the Garden, right? You're allowed to have 12% capacity. So that's like 3,500, 4,000, 5,000, whatever the number is, thousands of people. But for their events that are inside, they can only have 100 people. Like if they have like a party or something like that, they have 100, but you can have thousands.
I don't.
You're right. Like they should take this stuff and really they should get a room of people together before they announce any of this stuff and say, we're going to read this stuff out loud.
Read this to you.
And then you raise your hand if it doesn't make sense.
Excuse me, sir. You sound really stupid. And you are in a position of power.
Yeah.
So I just, why not just make it like, it's just a lot easier to digest, and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Hey, like, if you're going to be in a group full of people, like maybe the singing guy on a stage that's 20 feet away isn't going to affect the people that are dancing and next to each other having a good time.
That's
right?
It's just illogical.
Or the whole, like, I love that you can go to a restaurant and sit down and have dinner. I love it. But you have to enter with a mask, then you have to sit down, and to eat or drink, you take the mask off, and then you're speaking and you're talking and you're eating and you're enjoying yourself.
Like, I just don't
but
understand.
how do or in an airplane,
Yeah.
you have to wear your mask in the airport on the plane. But if you're drinking a beverage, they don't serve alcohol on the airplanes. But if you ask for a Coke, because if you drink alcohol,
take it off.
If you drink alcohol, you might get a little rowdy and say, I don't like this mask. But if you're drinking and eating peanuts, it's okay.
Yeah, but you could have like a drink, right? Like a 16-ounce night shift.
Can I get more Terra chips, please?
Yeah, like a 16-ounce night shift, and I can sit the whole flight, right?
Yeah. I don't.
And don't have to put it back on.
It doesn't make.
It just doesn't make sense that you walk into a place, you got to put a mask on. Well, in Massachusetts, if you mow your lawn, you have to have a mask on. But
when people are driving by themselves and they have their mask on, I'm like, who are you? Is this? I don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make. That's
know.
the illogical thing to me. But hopefully, like the Red Sox.
I wash my hands. Look.
Yeah.
I sanitize.
Yeah.
I spray it up my nose.
Wear your mask if you're close to somebody.
I wear my mask.
Yeah.
Fauci said 3 feet. We're definitely 6 feet right now. We measured mic to mic.
Yeah.
But
it goes back
2
and
mics
forth
and a
6
camera
to 3 to 6 to 3 to 6 to 3
Yeah,
to 2. Who knows? But like the Red Sox asked the city of Boston and said, okay, we have 12% capacity, so we're going to do the 12% capacity.
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to make a spot somewhere in Fenway that we could invite vaccinated healthcare workers and just put them kind of all together.
Yeah, they could all be together. Because if you're vaccinated, they'll let you hug your family members.
The city of Boston said no, because that'll put you over the 12%.
Are they worried for like lawsuits or something?
No, because you can't sue the state because you got COVID.
I would only think that if you were in a setting where it was on state property or privately owned and you got COVID and somebody you love died, then they would say
I mean, you
because
can sue
of
for
you.
anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But like what's
look at Deshaun Watson. We won't get into that.
Yeah,
you don't want him anymore.
No.
It'd be a bad combo.
No. It's like every day it grows.
Oh.
But if coronavirus cases
I would say this:
grow
if you go
slower.
down south, like every billboard is neck pain.
Yeah.
Call me. I'll sue you or I'll sue someone.
It's up here too, though.
It is true.
Same thing up here.
Car accident, slip at work. Call me. I'll get you a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's like
there's snow on the ground. You're wearing sandals. Fall down and break your arm, and you're all set.
Call my umbrella policy. I need to up that.
But so it's 12%. Supposedly, I listened to an interview by Sam Kennedy, the CEO of the Red Sox. He said that they're supposed to be talking to the governor's office every week, and supposedly as cases don't grow or whatever, then they'll be able to keep increasing that capacity level. And they feel by, I think it was May or June, that they'll be able to have 100% capacity in Fenway.
Oh.
But who knows?
July 4th.
Yeah, well,
Didn't our president say by July 4th?
He said that things would be there, but he said by Christmas things would be normal.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
No, I think that's I don't know. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready to travel. The
last time I was on an airplane, I went to the Pro Bowl. I went down to Florida, Disney. Last year, me and Paige went to the Pro Bowl. I worked the Pro Bowl.
Not this one.
I'm talking. Yeah. That's the last time I flew. I went down to Orlando. Me and Paige. Oh, kicked the table. We did the Pro Bowl, and then we went to Disney. We did the beer tour. I love that stuff at Epcot. We love it. I love Disney. We want to go. We want to go again. But
you love Disney?
I do love Disney.
Oh.
I do love Disney. How can you not love Disney?
Because it's so.
Did you go as a kid?
No.
Did you go as a kid? See, I would.
I used to live.
The only time.
In Orlando.
Oh, you did live in Orlando.
Yeah. Like.
You lived in Orlando,
right outside of Orlando.
Nice.
Well, actually, I lived in Orlando.
But you're
for
just so
a few
the heat,
years, and then
I see you as a very red.
Yeah, you got
a red faced guy. Though when you're hot,
sunscreen.
though, I feel like when you get hot, you might get a little.
Well, it's like you got your kids, and it's like you're carrying like 2 of them, and it's like 100 degrees out. I hate lines too. Like lines are.
Yeah,
you
got to get the
lines.
VIP You pay for the.
They still have lines though.
No, not if you do the
fast pass thing.
No,
Yeah, there's
not
still
the
lines.
fast pass thing. There's a
Oh, the VIP tours.
no, it's an actual. I think it's like if you're with a couple people, it actually makes sense to do. If you had 3 couples or 3 families, you do this all inclusive. They give you an actual person that takes you to.
It's like a VIP tour.
Yes,
thing.
it's a VIP thing. You go right in, anything you want to do, all the parks, bang, bang, bang.
I've been so many other things and I hate it. Like we've
See, I don't
done
mind. I
like
like
dinner
going,
in Cinderella, lunch in Cinderella's castle. And I was like, oh god, when is
so
this gonna
we'll
end?
go with the kids, and me and Paige, Epcot. Kids love Epcot. Walk around. I'll have like 12 beers. I'll be
Just every
hammered at the end of that
every
thing.
country. You get
We're
a couple
going on.
beers.
So we like to stay within the monorail system. So I don't have to get in a bus because that's the worst.
Yeah.
We went to the monorail. We were going from the monorail to Magic Kingdom, and they're like, "Oh, monorail's closed," and I'm like 6 beers in. I'm like. Ugh. Like I gotta get on a bus. I'm breaking down a double stroller.
Yeah.
It's got like blankets and Mickey Mouse stuffed animals in the bottom. I couldn't close it all the way.
Yeah.
So then the bus driver, "Sir, you have to take everything out from underneath the stroller." I'm like, "Thanks, thanks, ma'am." I'm taking stuff out. I actually
the
felt
trolleys are the worst.
I actually felt like a real asshole because my wife even hit me like, See, like, shut up, Rob, shut up. So like, if you have the scooter, the mechanical, if you have a scooter,
Segway?
No, like if you're on like in Disney, I feel like there's a lot of people that have the
handicap.
handicap scooter, but like I'll see somebody, I'm like, oh, they're perfect. They seem perfectly fine. They're walking, but if you have the scooter, you don't have to be handicapped. If you just have a scooter. They go on first.
Yeah.
They get like they take up 6 seats, the whole thing. So
Did you say like, oh, I need a scooter?
no, there was a guy who's walking. Like I saw him walking perfectly fine. The scooter was sitting there perfectly fine. Like he got on and he sat down. It was a scooter, and I was like, I wonder if he has any, like, I don't think he has, he's fine. And his son was there next to me. He's like, yeah, he just had a knee replacement. And I was like, well, he shouldn't be here then. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why is he here? Why is he here if he if you had a knee replacement, you don't go to Disney World, you don't get a scooter. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense.
So
my wife was
you
like,
grabbed
shut
the
up,
scooter from
shut
him?
up.
Oh,
Huh?
you were arguing with a kid?
No, I just said, in my own breath, like, that guy's fine. Like, he doesn't need a scooter.
Oh, and then the kid
And the
heard
son was next to, like, his grown son.
Oh,
'cause
grandson, okay.
His grown son was an adult with the kids. Like, he had kids and he had the thing. He was in line with me.
Yeah.
But his dad obviously got on first. He had the scooter. And I said, like, this guy's fine, And his son was like, he's actually not fine. And I was like, he just had a knee replacement. I said, in my head, I'm like, we shouldn't be here then. Take his ass home.
Give me the damn scooter.
Yeah, because it was like, you're the last person. Bus is full. You're like,
But how many?
midnight.
But you only went to Disney with 2 kids, right?
Yeah, 2.
I've
It
been
was
with
so easy.
4.
No, you don't do that.
Luckily now we're going again in April, and it's the final time, which is what I confirmed. It is our last time going with 4, but they're all they can
but they're-
walk and stuff like that.
I have a 1-year-old right now. That's the challenge.
yeah. You gotta carry
Because
him.
my 2 other, like, they're fine. They're self-sufficient now. They have fun. They're fine.
Yeah.
It's like when we had 2, that one was the baby, and then you got the
It's tough.
smaller.
It's like like the ones want to go on like a bigger.
we had to
ride.
have one parent every ride with the baby because
Yeah.
the baby didn't do anything, and then go, you go.
It must be
and-
fun for you, like your size, because it's hard for me to get into like like the boats for like the what is it, the
Small World. I love that one.
Yeah, but it's uncomfortable.
I know you're
you
you're low in there, but I just think when I was
You
growing
love
up,
that one? You just keep going
I
around.
love Pirates of the Caribbean. I love the extra magic hours, the extra hour.
Ninko after the world of
The
Epcot's
Dole
going
Whip.
around and
you're
around
in
and
Magic
around on
Kingdom.
it.
You got to go get the Nutella and the waffle. Oh, is that good?
I haven't had that, but it actually does sound good.
It is good. So when you go into Magic Kingdom, if you're looking at the castle, it's the last little bridge on your left. You go over the bridge, and then you go into, I think it's a president's like It used to be the presidents, like all the presidents. There was a thing there
Yeah,
back in
yeah,
the
I know
day.
what you're
It's
talking
on your right hand side,
Yeah.
right when you go over the bridge. Right hand side, there's a little like cafe on the corner. And
I try not to eat a lot there because like you want to like puke after like walking, for
yeah,
miles and
yeah,
miles
you're
and
doing like
miles.
5 miles a day.
Yeah.
But that's the best
I
one.
do
They
like
have like
all-
the hot chicken, and then they do the Nutella waffle.
You ever been to Ohana, the restaurant in the
Yeah,
Polynesian?
yes,
That's
yes,
unbelievable.
that's
It's
a good one.
closed.
It's closed.
They're doing like renovations or something.
Oh,
It's
okay.
closed. I was
So
upset
we used to
about
stay. We stayed at the Polynesian. I like the Polynesian.
that. I like Polynesian too.
because you can get on the boat, go straight across
Yeah, the
Gator Alley
I really like
or the
it.
beach club. 'Cause
See, I didn't
like
mind
the beach club.
downtown Disney when we lived there because
People are
downtown
probably
Disney.
like, what are they?
No, everybody knows.
We're
Most people know
dads,
this.
okay?
Yeah,
Like we're dads.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean you have to know this stuff, but
I have a Corvette, and pretty soon I'm gonna have the Velcro shoes on. So
you should get New Balances with the Corvette purchase.
I have New Balance,
Yeah, just get some.
but
Like,
I want
all
the New
white,
Balance with.
all white.
My
New
son
Balances.
has New Balance with the, and you just
Yeah, just get that matching
Velcro.
ones.
It's perfect.
Yeah, but the downtown Disney's a good place to go.
Yeah,
because
downtown's
it's-
cool.
because like when you live there, you just can kind of go right in there and go
Yeah.
through. Because one of my favorite restaurants is there, Raglan Road, the Irish place.
I think I've been there.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
So when
we
when
booked
me and
that.
Paige were young, we had no kids. We went to downtown Disney, and we went to like some Mexican tequila bar
Oh.
place in downtown Disney.
I forget the name of it, but it's like as you're going in, it's like on the left.
We had like
side.
6
It's like on the
shots
water.
of tequila
Yeah.
apiece. Yeah, and
Yeah,
we
it's
were
good.
wrecked.
Yeah,
We were wrecked.
it's
It was
a-
fun. We had fun.
I like that place because it's small, it's easy to go through.
Yeah,
and then-
I think there's like a bar that you could sit, like it's inside outside.
yeah, and
we
it's like
sat,
on the water.
Yeah,
like
we
on
sat
the
there
lake.
and like just got demolished, which was fun. I had a good time.
Did you go into like It's a Small World then too?
I think after that, I don't remember. I
No.
don't remember. But we like to go to Epcot at night, and then they have like margaritas. You get the margaritas, you walk
Yeah.
around. I always have a terrible hangover.
There's
after
no
that.
fireworks at Disney now.
Why?
I don't know. They don't have it.
Like there's no shows at.
Spreads water vapor.
Oh, yeah,
droplets.
the explosion of the fireworks
Yeah.
spreads the vapors.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
But they don't have that anymore, and I think it's only like 20% capacity. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, like where you don't have.
Well, every time that
people.
you go, you have like a lot of international. So like
Yeah.
you see the flags, with like all the kids, and they're
Yeah.
from Brazil or whatever, and they're all running around. There's probably none of that.
we did a.
I want to go. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna set that up.
with Chevy a long time ago. We were on a training thing with them, and they walked you through like how Disney operated.
It's
and
all
so
underground, isn't it?
yeah, it's all underground. So we
Yeah.
did the whole thing, like underground, like what everything is. Like technically, Walt Disney had an apartment in Magic Kingdom at the very entrance of it. If you looked up, they leave it there. It's still
I
an
think he
apartment.
didn't even make it to the opening of that park. He died before that opened.
I think so, yeah, something like that. But he had an apartment up there
Yeah.
as they were
All
building
from
it and all that.
smoking.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. The tunnels are crazy.
No, it is. That whole thing.
Did you go into it? The tunnels?
I haven't ever been under there, but I was watching a documentary on it, and I guess all that property when they bought it was like swamp, and they built up from basically where the basement is or where everything's underground. They built the whole park above that.
Yeah.
So it was actually like they just put the basement or underneath on the ground level, and then everything was built up over it.
Yeah. The tunnels
pretty
are
cool.
The
It's pretty
tunnel
neat.
because they go
Because they don't want
everywhere.
characters to, you don't want you don't want to see a character walk from place to place.
Yeah.
So they just disappear behind a door,
Yeah, and you
and
go
they're
down
gone.
the tunnel.
And then they take their head. They take the, they don't do that. They don't take their heads off. But
The costume.
they need to go in the freezer because they're probably dying inside that thing.
Yeah, imagine that job.
I'd love to try it.
You would?
I'd love to see if I could do it.
You couldn't make it that long, I don't think.
I don't think. Just
I mean, it's
Goofy in there. Just
yeah. If you're in Goofy at 100 degrees, like dancing around,
I think
and-
they have fans in there though. I think they have something in there.
what's that going to do?
Move around hot air.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Move
like-
around your breath.
Yeah, just keep moving everything you got around.
It's like a
That wouldn't be
painting
a fun thing.
I even think like a lot of the, like Mickey Mouse is actually a woman. Like because they're small,
Yeah,
like they're not. Oh, sorry, women aren't all small, but I'm saying they like the characters to be of all the similar heights. So they
Yeah.
say like Minnie and Mickey are usually really small, and then Goofy's obviously always big.
Yeah.
So they have the same height restrictions for all their characters. because they don't want a Mickey Mouse to have 3 photos and be this different size.
Like 6'3".
They're all the same. They're all
Yeah.
the same size.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Big training on that stuff though too. They go through a
No,
lot
they
of
can't
training.
speak. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to say anything.
Yeah,
So-
but they go through a lot of training.
And now they got masks on, and then they push the kids away.
I wonder if they have masks on underneath the mask.
I don't think so.
That would be.
That would be really hard.
How long do you think it could last in that?
I mean, I try to work out in my mask. It's really hard. You're like, I feel like you're breathing in your
Why
own.
do you work out your mask if you go to the gym or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
No, I thought you meant like at your house.
Mm-mm. My house.
You mow
It's
your
hard.
lawn in your mask.
Well, I haven't done it yet.
Are we going to?
No,
It's the
nobody's
law.
around me.
It's the
Is it?
law.
Is it?
Mhm.
Massachusetts law.
If you're outside,
I'm
you
going to
have
New
wear a mask.
Hampshire. Is that the law?
Yeah, mask. Yeah. If you're outside your home, you have to wear a mask.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's like if you're pumping gas, go wear a mask.
See, I don't. The gas vapors kill the bacteria or the virus.
Just spray it on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
If I've ever felt like I've exposed myself, you just go right under the nostril and you just suck.
Just take the whole thing in.
It's alcohol, baby. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that. But
So I'm getting vaccinated on Friday.
whoa,
Yeah.
vaccination.
Yeah,
Doing the double or the single?
the double one.
The 2.
Yeah, I tried to look for the single one because I thought it'd
The
be
single
easier.
is what?
Johnson
who makes that
Johnson.
one? Johnson.
Yeah.
I would much rather the single,
That's what I would, but
but
that's all.
we'll
I can
see if you
find.
turn into like a zombie or something.
Yeah, it's either
You know
that
what
or
I
like a
watched the other
tracking
day?
device or
I
something.
Am Legend,
That's a good movie.
and the intro was
I don't like one part of that movie though.
a vaccine for cancer or something.
I told you, watch Utopia.
Turned everybody into zombies, basically,
Yeah, watch Utopia.
and that's what it is.
It's kind of it's that they vaccinate people. They create a virus to send out there, and they vaccinate people to sterilize them because the population's getting too big.
Sterilize. Well, that's creepy.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the I Am Legend thing. I Am Legend thing sucks with dog thing. I don't
Oh,
like
that hurts. Every time I cry.
Yeah, and
Bad.
that's a
Anything
tough
with
one.
a dog gets me. You know.
Yeah, but I don't like that one.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Like Marley and Me, can't watch it.
No, Marley and Me. I put the covers over my head, and it was like a blubbering.
Your kids
Baby.
are watching it, like just trying to figure out what's going on.
No, I was watching it. I remember when I watched it for the first time. It was that impactful. I'm watching it. I'm at my parents' house, and my mom's like, "You're gonna cry." I'm like, "It's just I'm not gonna cry, Mom."
Then
I'm like watching it. I'm like, I put the covers over. it.
going
Like,
to
you
bed.
can't do that. That's Brody. Brody eating washcloths, like eating tiles off the wall.
there's the other one that's pretty good too. The one that like the dog reincarnates. I forget
Oh
the name of it.
yeah. Dog's life or something.
Yeah, a dog's purpose. Or
Dog's
something like that.
purpose.
Something like that. Yeah.
Dogs are way cooler than people.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, people
100%.
suck.
Yeah, most people suck. Yeah.
Most.
I'll give it. I'll give you that.
dogs
one.
are way cooler.
Yeah.
Brody doesn't like Brody. I could, I gave him the little electric collar. I don't do it often, but if he jumps up, I give him a little, he jumps down. He's good, but he still loves me. You do that to a person, Paige was like, I want to put this on you. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't shock me.
Have you tried it?
I have.
It's not that bad.
No, it's like
Just like
this
a
one's not a shock.
tension.
It's like it's
The vibrate.
that's an option, but it's a vibrate and it's a stim. So like instead of like shock,
stem. That's what. That's what. most of
So
them
I
are.
put it on my neck and we'll do it on the show.
What,
Do it
put
next
on?
week. Yeah, just hit me at like level 10.
We'll just if you say something wrong, we'll just
Just buzz me.
Just,
That's what my wife does. Though.
Yeah.
We're driving. I see a hot girl. She'll be like, "Ugh." I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
look straight ahead. Sorry.
get
I'm
your
kidding,
attention.
Paige. You
Get
would
your
do that.
attention.
She would do it to me though. But anyway,
Without a doubt.
I think that's it. I think that's a wrap
Yeah.
on this one. I'm gonna get in trouble.
I think
I need
it's a
to
good
get
one.
away. When I start drinking, I get in trouble. So
Yeah, we'll have the collar on next week though.
I'm bringing the collar.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
have
buzz
Eddie
me.
here. Just
Level
just
5.
nail you.
Level 10.
You know,
That's it.
If you say something like, here, women need to be small and in the costume.
No,
boom,
that was
boom,
it.
boom.
That was a Mickey Mouse thing, not in general.
Got to be careful.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but we'll see you guys next week.
My
Check
mom
us
wouldn't
out.
be Mickey. My mom's 6 foot.
What?
My mom couldn't be Mickey Mouse. My mom was 6 foot in 8th grade.
You can be anything you want to be.
Okay, you're right.
Just remember that.
Okay, sorry. She would have been goofy.
Like
She'd have been goofy. 6 foot, 8th grader.
yeah.
So bad. Sorry.
Nah.
Sorry, Ma.
Yeah.
You're good. That's
But,
why I'm tall.
That's how you get there. But check us out. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the whole 9 yards.
Let's do it.
And
Next
we'll
week,
see you guys
surprise.
next week.
Surprise next week.
Surprise visit next week.
Surprise.
Yeah, that should be fun next week.
All right.
So we won't spoil it, but we'll put a teaser out next week on it
Yep.
once we shoot it.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Take care.